I feel like a lot of guys who are like me who would have somewhere in the dream life would have a thought ki they want to have an environment of guys who are working on a similar thing. For me, it's art and design, and they're having fun together. They're enjoying the process most importantly. But other than that, essentially they are just a group of guys who like having fun with each other, who like each other's company, and are ambitious as fuck, and they like working. A lot of guys who are like me would love that kind of life, and I think it's one of my most important goals in my life setup kind of thing. That's one of the most essential things that I want to have in my life is a solid group of guys who I would want to basically spend a good few years with building myself. And that's precisely the thing that's missing in my life right now. Why I feel that it's a really important aspect of my life is because I've had such a group in my life previously in 2023, so like 2 years ago. I had that peer group. I had those kind of guys who I loved being around. We had awesome fun together and we worked a lot. It was the first time in my life where I could talk about my work, share my work with guys, and they would get me. You know, I would relate to them. They would relate with me. We had similar problems back then. We had similar goals back then. Eventually, I kind of lost that group because we all went to different colleges. So yeah, physically we're not around. But उस उस टाइम से मुझे ये रियलाइज़ हुआ कि दिस इज़ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग्स that I would definitely have to have in my life in order to have a fun, worth a fun life which is worth living for me. That's one of the most important things for me is having a solid peer group of guys who are ambitious as fuck like me. In the past month or so, I've lost a person or maybe a few people in my life. Not like actually lost, but I've kind of lost that spark in our friendship, and I've slightly stopped relating to a lot of people in my life, especially after a 2 month period where I was just focused on myself. Like really, I was kind logged in, essentially for the past for my entire summer break. And after that, when I got back with my past friend groups, right? Friend group with our college में, kind of relate to them a bit less now. And that's one of the reasons why I've been feeling very lonely for the past month, for the most part. And it's not like I'm not social enough. I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people like me. They know that I'm social. They know that I have this personality who would just fuck around with them. And I have my fair share of social experiences, and I'm not denying that. And neither am I denying the quality of people around me. I've got great people around me. It's not that. It's just that I don't have the life that I truly desire, and that's with the guys who are like me, who would get me. So this is just like a vlog, just to document my thought process, my current situation in life. And I know that there are people who are just like me, guys who are like me, who may watch this video and be like, fuck, I'm facing a similar dilemma or a situation in life, right? So yeah, that's the past month of being rather alone has taught me to do a lot of things, to be comfortable with my own space and not constantly find people in order to validate my existence and a few stuff things like that, right? So I've learned a thing or two, and I've just got to continue being alone and being alone on the for my work, as at least for the next few months or maybe a few years, until I find the right people who I would want to be with. So yeah, it's essentially that यही था मुझे मुझे बस यही बोलना था, and ये भी था कि it's not like I'm turning into an introvert again like I was like 6 7 years ago. It has taken a lot of effort for me to finally learn how to communicate with people, how to talk to people, कैसे randomly किसी के साथ एक conversation बनानी है. All these skills that I had to learn in the past few years. I'm not letting that go. I'm still social. It's just that for work, I would prefer being alone right now since I don't have the people who I genuinely want in my life. The right composition of people is the one key. I love being around them. I love their company, but at the same time, they're great. They're great professionals. Professional, it's थोड़ा अजीब term, but like they're great people to work with, basically. So I found people who might be fine to work with, but I don't have fun with them, and I've got people who I have fun with, but I don't really want to work with them. I had the mix of two, like the sweet spot of both these extremes of the spectrum a few years ago, and I just want that back. That is it. I'm planning a solo trip next week, just to test myself honestly. What kind of learnings will I have after that, and what will be the experience? I'm just curious, and I've got some cash that I can spare for the trip, so I'll do that. Yeah, that is it.